and welcome to Geeks of the Round. Hello, and welcome to the Geeks of the Round discussion of Dexter, Season 7, Episode 5, of whose name I've all of a sudden forgot because I had a brain fart.
Swim deep.
Yes, Swim Deep. Thank you.
The only reason I know is because I literally just watched it.
My name is Matt. I'll be your host. We're here with executive producer Deanna Jackson. How you doing?
Yeah, another beautiful day. Looks like it's just you and me. It's like the round is going to hold this one down.
I guess so. I almost said hello, welcome to Popcast. I have to admit, with just the two of us, it's gonna be flashback time.
Yeah, this is the total Popcast throwback. Total Popcast throwback. For those of you watching that have no idea what we're talking about, we'll throw out some links on Geeks of the Round later on. This is not the first project Matt Moore and I have done together. 3-hour podcast days. Jesus. So much beer was drunk and so much pizza was eaten.
That was back when Four Loko still had caffeine.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Well, because it's just the two of us, not that we're formal normally, but I'm sure we'll be even more informal. Just talking and chatting. Of course, this episode, just like all the other episodes, are going to have spoilers. If you have not seen the episode, do not watch this until you've seen the episode, and then watch us, and then show us to your friends.
Exactly.
Okay, first off, in this episode, the reoccurring theme that I saw was Dexter's confidence in himself. This is what I saw from it, because there were three different things that I saw. One of them was in the preview for the next season. One is Dexter was so sure he wasn't being photographed, and he was, which he was wrong on. Then the thing he was right on, he was so sure he was being stalked. Like he's all like, from the curtains being mussed. He's all like, oh, someone's in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Like, out of nowhere, he knows that. And then the third thing, of which we're not sure of, is whether or not Hannah is still a killer. He's so sure that she is still a killer.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was that was the thing that I brought from the episode, was the three different things where Dexter is acting a bit like, I hate to say it, like Walt.
Yeah, he's acting like he can't get touched.
Yeah.
Like all of his plans worked. It's like, I mean, and his plan with Isaac of how he was going to take care of Isaac by tricking him into going in that bar with the Colombians completely failed. Couldn't have failed harder. It was like his plan was to sneak him in there. It's like, because he knows that the Russian mob and the Colombians have this beef over drugs. He was expecting him to trick him to go in there, get himself killed. Isaac, as it turns out, is a whole lot better at this killing thing than Dexter gave him credit for. Killed, thankfully, three people?
Yeah. And one of them hand to hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, after he ran out of bullets, like, oh, not of bullets, damn. Dude's swinging a knife at me. We're going to block that with my forearm because that's how badass I am. Now I'm going to take this bottle and boom! And then crushed his skull with the heel of his foot. And then and walked out. I mean, that's brutal. It's like, I mean, I really like seeing Isaac as the main antagonist for Dexter this season, because most of the other killers that Dexter has stalked have been not on the same level. I mean, just they weren't as intelligent as Dexter. Dexter was always outthinking them, and he was 2 steps ahead. This time with Isaac seems to be on par, if not a little bit superior to Dexter in many ways.
Yeah, that was something I was remarking on last week. Is I had seen the season preview, of which they referred to Isaac as the Terminator. And we finally got to see that scene in this particular episode, and that's kind of how it is. I mean, he's maybe not as smart as Dexter, but he's on par intelligence wise, and he's a physically domineering character.
Yeah, it's a different kind of cunning than Dexter has, but it's like, I mean, he's on top of his game. Dexter just kind of thinks he is. He thinks he's on top of this. He thinks, like, you know, like he said in last week's episode, everything's under my control. Here's the thing, Dex. No, it's really not. If it wasn't for Deborah stepping in and grabbing that picture when she did of him stalking a victim at a freaking wedding reception. Come on, Dex, a wedding reception? Everybody has cameras at a wedding reception. What are you, stupid? Come on, man.
We're just hoping that there aren't, you know, a memory card with that picture on it, or negatives with that picture on it, or something like that, to where that picture exists somewhere else, because it's very possible that it does.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and now I'm worried about this backfiring on Deborah some way, because she's put herself in the midst of of this investigation. If it it's like, I mean, if it comes to notice that she's hiding this evidence, I mean, what's to say that she won't be suspected? That Maria won't start thinking it's her that's the Bay Harbor butcher.
Well, that's just it. Is I had thought that she was already suspected, but apparently I was wrong. Because if she had already been suspected, LaGuerta wouldn't have talked to her. Because Deborah was there, was like the first police officer there at Travis Marshall's suicide, or not suicide. I forgot. How did they say he died?
No. They called it a suicide.
Okay.
That's the story that Deborah and Dexter sold him. That it was a suicide. That he killed.
A lot of suicides going around.
Yeah, it seems to be a common theme. Lots of suicides, yet nobody's really killing themselves.
And that was something I was kind of surprised, is that LaGuerta was not suspecting Deborah. And if she doesn't suspect Deborah, then she obviously is not going to suspect Dexter. But she's got to be thinking, because one of the last things that they thought about the Bay Harbor Butcher, one of the last conclusions that they made was, this is a law enforcement individual.
Yeah, they even mentioned that during this episode, that it had to be someone in law enforcement.
So she's got to be looking. She's got to be looking in her own house, or what used to be her own house.
Definitely, and it's like, I mean, and Deborah called Dexter out on something that's actually, it's like, I don't know if she thinks it's only happened once. It's like, we know it's happened a lot, where Dexter actually will take a case from the police in order to stalk this person himself. It's like, she found out about this one, but Dex has played this card a lot over the years.
Yeah.
He's consistently hindering investigations simply because he wants a shot at them.
When she broke out the list of people that fit the Bay Harbor Butcher's profile, it showed like 20 different pictures. I expected him to go, all except that one and that one.
So did I.
That one and that one, I don't know what happened to them. The rest of them, they're mine.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know him, and I don't know him. Past that, yeah. I was pretty shocked when he just pointed at 3. Said, "Yeah, those ones are mine." I'm like, really? Look at him again. You sure you didn't kill the other one? Look again, Dex. About it.
It's kind of interesting, because I mean, she's starting to realize exactly how many different people he's killed. Because remember, that's not his first box of slides.
Nope.
That's like his 3rd box of slides.
Yeah.
And she's got to start figuring out, oh my goodness, this guy's got a kill count that's somewhere near the 3 digits, if not 3 digits.
Yeah, it's definitely in the ballpark.
Because one of those boxes of slides holds 50 frickin' slides. And they've been about 2/3 full every time you see them.
He's like, for a long time. It's like, I mean, think about what he said. It's like, I mean, started when he was 20. He's like, I mean, storyline-wise, Dexter's like, what, 34, 35-ish? Somewhere in the 30s. That's 15 years of killing people. All right. 15 years.
And you figure he's got to be doing one every 2 or 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a lot.
I mean, even if you just broke it down past that and said, okay, maybe one a month. Okay, that's still 12 a year, 15 years. I mean, that puts the kill count like well over 170.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know. It's pretty interesting to see how Deborah's washing out on this. She's starting to watch. She's starting to come to the conclusion that she comes to in the books, which is na 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 na.
Mm-hmm.
Like she knows, but she doesn't want to know.
Exactly. Just la 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 la. Just nope, nope, nope. Don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. And it's like, I mean, from her perspective, it's like, I mean, that's probably the safest option for her. It's like, I mean, obviously she doesn't want to arrest Dexter, and at the same time, she has absolutely no desire to be his accomplice. So, and she knows he's not going to stop. So it's like, hey, just I ain't in this. You do you, and I'm gonna do me. Just don't take my fucking cases anymore, all right, bro?
Speaking of I do you, you do me.
Here we go.
Was it a little creepy in the motel scene?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, they had this kind of vibe going on. I was like, please don't go back to where we were last season. Please don't go back to where we were last season.
She's all like, you were my hero.
Uh-huh. Dexter with his shirt off, looking all sexy like.
I was trying to figure out, I'm all like, why couldn't they get their own rooms? And well, you're putting
safe.
And then he puts the person without a gun near the door. She's got a gun.
But he's Dexter. And everything is under his control.
Of course. Of course.
And it's like, yeah, it's like, I mean, I think it was a great analogy you made that he's starting to become a lot like Walt from Breaking Bad, and you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
He is. I mean, he's just is like he feels at this point that he can't get touched, that no matter what happens, he'll be able to control it, that he'll be able to manage the situation, that he'll be able to manage the fallout. And it's like, I don't think he's saying that. It's like, I mean, he's already failed to do that on multiple occasions. It's like, if you could really, manage situations, Rita would still be alive.
That's very true. That's very true.
Never been kidnapped.
Is my screen stopped on from your view?
No, you're good.
Okay. Just wondering. But yeah, obviously everything is not under his control, or else he wouldn't have to send Harrison to Florida, or he wouldn't have to walk through a Colombian bar to get rid of Isaac, which, as you said, failed miserably. I mean, he wouldn't have to do these things, but he is. And so, yeah. And so I wanted to mention the Walt thing last episode, but it's becoming more and more apparent now, especially with this whole not only the control thing, but also the photograph thing. Going back to the original thing, he's all like, "I'm not getting, I didn't get photographed. I'm not going to get caught," and he would have been screwed. I mean, it would have been bad.
Absolutely.
Now, the third part of that is that the Hannah still being a killer is that we know from the preview that he thinks that she's a killer, and he's just going to look for proof. So maybe she meets his table. I spent the entire episode before that preview, well, the last half of that episode before that preview, wondering whether he was going to kill her or fuck her.
I'm actually pretty curious about that too. It's like, I mean, because it's like he figured out that she's definitely lying, that she did kill that woman that she helped find. I mean, she has immunity, so just look around to see all the fuck she doesn't give if Dexter knows.
Mm-hmm.
But past that, it's like she doesn't know what Dexter is, but she obviously has some sort of, she sees something in Dexter. Because she's gone through tremendous efforts to be around him a lot.
Well, that's just it. Is we don't know that anymore. Is we thought that last episode, but we don't know that because we thought that there was no benefit to her finding the bodies. But now we know that there is a benefit for her pointing out the bodies, and that's the immunity.
Mm-hmm.
So the Dexter thing could indeed just be a coincidence.
Well, it's like, well, yeah, it could be a coincidence that, I mean, I'm not saying that she sought him out, that she somehow knew that he was a killer and all that, but being in his presence, I mean, I think all the time that she spent around whatever the fuck that dude's name was, Frosty Swirl Man, uh, and you kind of get that vibe. It's like, I mean, I think she could tell that there was a darkness in Dexter, and I think she's attracted to that darkness the same way she was attracted to him.
And then that brings me to my next point. Actually, was I thought it was interesting that she described, or they ended up swapping murder scene stories, and she described it as the same way that you'd swap sexual experience stories.
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of interesting.
Totally no innuendo there. It's like, I mean, that was so much innuendo. Even Dexter could figure that out. He's like, oh look, I have to go work now. Oh look, body, blood, yay, game on. I'm just gonna...
Convenient timing.
Yeah, because even then it's like you could kind of tell from the look on his face he was thinking of, like, he was contemplating an exit, and then all of a sudden, hey, body, cool. I love it when a plan comes together.
So quick, wild speculation. Do you think they're going to end up together at all? Do you think maybe they're going to end up together and he's going to end up killing her anyway? Because that's happened.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing from this. I'm definitely seeing a hookup, and then I'm seeing things going very, very bad for Hannah.
Now, do you think she will end up being the main bad guy? Because we've kind of put a kibosh on Isaac for a little while.
Yeah, it seems so, but it's like, I don't know. It kind of depends on whether or not Isaac would want to handle Dexter's death personally or assign it to someone else. I mean, he's still a boss. Even in prison, he's a boss. And
yeah, but he's a boss who seems to want to take care of this himself.
Yeah.
If he didn't want to take care of this himself, he would have already brought up the fact that Dexter took care of Victor. He would have brought it up to the police.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, it's like he's definitely staying silent because he wants it himself. That seems to be pretty clear. So it's like, what, do you think he's completely taken off the table at this point?
No, I don't think he's completely taken off the table, but I think that he's, to use a chess term, I think he's currently in check.
Yeah.
Like, he's got to find some way around it. And I think the reason he's not talking to the police and he wants to take care of this himself is to revisit this topic. I think Victor was his lover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there was nothing confirmed on that. That was my wild speculation for last week. But it's like, again, it's like, okay, if it was his son, he'd have just said it was my son.
Yeah. At least by now. He would have been like, Dexter killed my son.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like,
Get me out of jail, and I'll bring you the evidence.
But he would have definitely. I'm not sure if he'd have said it to the police because he wants revenge so bad. But it's like, I mean, he would have definitely, if it was his son, he'd have definitely said it to Dexter when Dexter visited him in prison.
Yeah.
He would have definitely told him then, because he's very clear about wanting to do this himself. And this whole story about his great grand. Whatever was it, father, uncle, cousin, grand uncle? I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
So he tells this big story. It's like, I mean, so he's not shy about that. It's like, I mean, if this was his son, he'd have said so. I honestly think he'd have said so. Now,
I have a question for you. This kind of bugged me at the time that it happened. Was Dexter actually trying to hide from Isaac at the restaurant? He was like 30 yards away in a relatively empty parking lot, staring at Isaac. I mean, was he even trying to hide?
I really would hope not, because that'd be not smart for Dexter. I mean, Dexter could have very easily just stayed in the car.
And, well, yeah, exactly. And it's not exactly like Dexter's been making the smartest decisions of late.
Yeah,
Is
because once again, everything's under his control. So it's like, I mean, I don't think he really had any fear standing there and being seen by this guy. Remember, at that point, he thought he was just some hitman. And some
Yeah,
hitman is like, I
that's
mean,
true.
Dexter figured, well, I'm just going to kill this motherfucker and everything's going to go back to being normal. It's like, it is what it is. He's just dead. Then he's following him around later. He's like, oh, fuck me. This guy's a Russian boss. Okay, new plan necessary.
And did you find it kind of weird that he didn't realize that Lewis was dead yet?
Well, he figured it out.
Oh, well, yeah. But
Well,
if Lewis had,
well,
if Lewis had fallen in the water instead of splattered blood all over the place, Dexter still wouldn't know.
I don't think Dexter gave a shit. It's like, I mean, he wasn't even really pissed off about Lewis dying. He was pissed off about him being killed on the boat. It's like all this blood on my boat. The fuck? Who's been on my boat? He turned to his imaginary in his head father like he'd know the answer. Who's been on my boat? Oh yeah, that's right. I'm talking to myself and I don't know, so obviously neither do you. Right. Keep forgetting that.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that as well. I'm all like, I don't know, but Harry has known some things that Dexter hasn't on occasion.
No, it's like, I mean, him seeing his father is like just a way for him to work things out in his head. Is like, I mean, obviously an imaginary person can't know things that you don't. They
Yeah.
expect things and come at you from different points of view, you know, kind of arguing with yourself in your head, but straight up know something that you don't know. It's like, otherwise, if my imaginary friend knew shit that I didn't know, it's like I'd be asking imaginary friend shit all the time. Yeah, so what's
That's just it.
what's the lottery numbers for next week gonna be? What's that you say? Okay, let me write that shit down. Okay, that's cool.
I already got the Mega Millions on my nightstand. If I won the Mega Millions, I promise I'll visit you in Reno and buy you a steak sandwich.
Hey, if I can get chili on the fries as well, everything's everything, brother.
In any case, no, I think of Harry as kind of like a light passenger. Like he has a dark passenger that kind of works things out in a way and knows things he doesn't because he's already figured it out. I see Harry as the same way, just not dark.
Yeah, okay, I can see where you're coming from with that. That makes sense.
So, I think that's everything I had. Did you have anything else?
No, it's like I think we covered the main bases. It's like there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm really interested to see exactly what's going to happen with this thing with Hannah. What's Dexter going to do? He seems to be very, like, judging from the preview, he's like, gonna kill this bitch. I know she's killing. I know she killing. I know she killing. I'm killing. It's like I'm just wondering how that's gonna go. If you know Hannah's gonna be able to use her wiles on him for a while, and how that's gonna play out. And also importantly is like, I mean, damn, Deborah's had to do a lot in this episode for Dexter. Lying to Batista, which you could just see her anguish. Oh no! One thing I definitely wanted to mention. Oh man, after she got out of the meeting with Maria, the elevator scene, that was fucking fantastic. Fuck.
I expected, right at the end of that scene, I expected the door to open, someone to come in to the elevator and go, you know elevators are not soundproof, right?
It was fucking great.
Thank you. There actually was a couple more things. There was Batista and Quinn. Always gotta get Batista and Quinn. But yeah, there was Deb lying to Batista. Do you think Batista's gonna drop the subject? Do you think he's going to let go the quote unquote suicide?
Absolutely not a chance. It's like he knows there's something here, and he's going to keep digging whether he has someone's permission or not. So it's like it just means, as far as I'm concerned, that he'll probably do it off the clock.
Well, yeah, which strangely is a Dokes move.
Exactly. Yeah. And then,
And
speaking of someone else, someone working off the clock, you also have Quinn. It's like, I mean, the Russian mob, left some money in his car.
which
Trying to get,
explains where he got the money in the third season.
yeah,
Why
totally.
he had the nice car and why and so when he was called a dirty cop, it was true
Hmm.
because Deb straight out asked him if he was a dirty cop.
Yep. And I remember his plethora of denials back then, but it was like, I mean, via that conversation Isaac had with whatever that other Russian dude's name is, I forget his name.
George.
Yeah, George tells him, it's like, oh yeah, he's been on payroll, used to pay him, just look the other way and whatnot. So yeah, it's like, okay, that's a part of Quinn that's finally explained after. I mean, damn, Quinn was introduced in what, season 3, 4 or so.
Season 3.
Yeah.
He
So,
replaced Stokes as Deborah's partner.
that's right. So it's like now we have that missing piece of the puzzle that we didn't have back then. It's like, I mean, back then, I mean, it certainly seemed like he was a dirty cop, but there was no
Mhm.
evidence either way. But now there definitely is, and they seem to be trying to pull him back into the fold. My curiosity at this point is exactly for what purpose. It's like, I mean, what are they trying to do here? What's the play?
Yeah, they didn't give him any instructions.
No, they just left him. They just left him money.
Yeah.
It's not like
Which
Quinn got
is,
rid of it. He threw it in the glove box. I mean, he I think he understands that this is not a good thing, but I don't know. What do you think? He sees himself as not having a choice, or he likes that money?
from what we saw in the preview, he's going to use that money to inquire as to. He's going to inquire with his new girlfriend information, because I totally thought he was going to take it and keep it because he threw it in his glove box. But then I saw the preview, and in the preview he shows his girlfriend the money, and he says, "Hey, yeah, I used to be like this. I used to take money, etc., etc."
Yeah,
But so I don't know, to be honest.
yeah. It could go either way here. It's like, I mean, how serious do you think he is about this stripper chick anyway?
As serious as you possibly can be on a rebound relationship, because this is still a rebound relationship from Deborah,
Mm-hmm.
which is to say extremely serious until it's not.
Exactly. It's like there's a lot of cards at play here. It should be interesting to see how things turn out. It's like I really want to see. It's like we're almost halfway through the season at this point. This coming Sunday is the official midway point for this season.
Woohoo!
Yeah, but it's like that's when the ball really starts rolling. It's like so far it's been a lot of setup, see what's what.
Hello. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I froze up just for a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think with that, it's like, I mean, that's all I got.
Well, cool. In that case, I think we can wrap it up. Make sure to check us out at www.geeksoftheround.com. You can check out this video at nobody, Nobodey, .geeksoftheround.com. You can check out the Walking Dead discussions on Dayano's page, which is Evo Anubis, spelled exactly how it sounds, at .geeksoftheround.com. And check us out. We are on Facebook. We don't really use it, though.
Yeah, we don't use it because you people don't interact there.
Exactly.
That's the reason why we don't use it. We post and we post and we post for like what? It's a waste of time even having that fucking page.
So I think that's it. Everybody, see you later. Peace.